and welcome to another edition of the Geek Culture Outlaws Review Rodeo. And of course, I am not alone here. First of all, I am joined by the Gauging Outlaw, Flutter 98.
Lock and load, Outlaws.
Our Researching Outlaw, Sentai Master.
Hello, my fellow outlaws. Ready for some real science?
And sorry about that. And finally, there is me, your Game Master Outlaw, Diabot 2016. Now, first of all, folks, I am sorry that it's taken us this long to do another one of these, but, well,
we've got a lot on our plate.
Yeah, we got a lot on our plate.
Yeah.
But if you want to be more updated with what's going on outside of the channel, feel free to join our server. Plug. We host weekly watch parties and even do some movie nights on occasions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, before anyone asks, fucking hell. Before anyone asks, yes, we are aware of the recent nominations that K-pop Demon Hunters got. Yes, we are happy about that.
And awards, yeah.
Yeah. Now then, now let's get to the main event here. It's time to talk about the second installment of a series we very much
season. Yeah.
And we very much enjoy. It's
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on, there we go. Hazbin Hotel, Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first of all, I'm going to two things. One, if you did not watch Season 1 of Hazbin Hotel, well, first of all, you probably should fix that. And two, if you did watch Season 1 and do need a refresher on it without watching the whole series, don't worry, because they put out a recap video with Alistair basically recapping the entirety of Season 1 in song. Now, here's the thing, folks. When it comes to review rodeos in the future, if you want to hear our live reactions to this shit, you gotta join the server and be there or when we actually watch this shit live.
Yep.
Again, another perk, join the server, plug. Anyway, but yeah. Now, before we jump into Season 2 properly, we need to briefly go over something else that happened in Hazbin. That is Hazbin Hotel live on Broadway.
Yes.
Now, I sense I've confused some of you with this. Now, when I say live on Broadway, I don't mean an actual full Broadway production. It's more like a fancier version of a concert.
Yeah.
A concert that featured many of the cast members singing several of the songs from Season 1, and even teasing 2 brand new songs from Season 2.
Uh-huh.
2.
Oh,
Technically 3, but they had already technically released at least one of those already prior to the concert. So, now, full disclosure regarding this concert. Not everyone made it to the festivities.
Yeah, in particular, 3 voice actors were absent.
Well, technically, well, there are more than just 3, but so
Yeah.
first of all, Keith David was unavailable since at the time he was busy working on a film.
Yeah, specifically. Give me a sec. The film Mike and Nick and Alice. Or wait, no. The film, not My New Friend Jim.
Yeah. So he couldn't make it to the festivities due to prior commitments, and he's not the only one, as unfortunately, Lee Serpentius, his voice actor and voice actor for Adam, Alex Brightman, also had prior obligations due to the fact that he was currently working on a Broadway version of Schmigadoon.
Hmm?
That musical whole series you've likely heard about out on streaming. Yeah, it's getting a fucking and Broadway version.
Yeah.
Now, also, one other thing. The voice actor for the voice actor for Velvet, Lily Cooper
Yeah.
Lily Cooper was unfortunately unavailable as well. She was also working on a Broadway production at the time, right?
Let me double check. Yes, specifically off Broadway, but specifically the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Yeah. Now, in addition, and voice actors it's Joel Perez. It's
Joel Perez.
Joel Perez and I forget Carmela's voice actress.
Daphne Rubin Vega.
Yeah, Daphne Rubin Vega and Joel Perez also did not attend, but as far as we know, they were not exactly busy. I'm guessing they just couldn't find time in their schedules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that seems.
So due to that, it means a few songs were left out because unfortunately, not every song from season 1 made it into the concert.
Yeah.
Songs such as "Respectless," "Whatever It Takes," "Loser Baby," and "Hell Is Forever," among a few others, were not included in the lineup. What was included is as follows: "Happy Day in Hell," "Stayed Gone," "Poison," and "More Than Anything," "Hell's Greatest Dad," "Gravity," and finally, lead to other songs, "Vox Populi" and "Piss," a love song. Oh, and also for the finale, they did sing the final song from season 2, "Hear My Hope," though I don't technically qualify that since that was more of a pale imitation of what actually happened in the series.
Yeah. Though I will say this though, speaking of Hell's Greatest Dad, I love the fact that Richard Horvitz popped in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now I will say that if you are a Hazbin Hotel fan, you definitely should watch this. It's really awesome to see all this community come together. We get to hear stuff from certain cast members and see them greeting certain fans. And
interacting with certain fans
and the cool part is it wasn't just us the voice cast that was included among those who were attending. In addition, songwriter Sam Haft and of course series creator Radio Vivian Madrano, aka Vivzy Pop, also attended, and also voice director Richard Horvitz joined it as well.
Yep.
I will say, and also the cool thing about the Broadway version is several of these duet numbers, this is the first time several of them gotten to sing them together. So
because they just record separately when they just record their lines individually.
Now, unfortunately, there is one song for the performance that really does suffer from this due to outside factors, that being Piss, a Love Song, because, spoilers, that's a duet number sung by Cherry and Pensius. And as I said, Alex Brightman was not attending, so yeah, little bit awkward when half of the song is literally something you gotta watch a screen on, and the other half is someone who's singing it live on a balcony.
Yeah.
On a big stage. Yeah.
Well, remember, Christina Alabado was singing it on a balcony.
Oh, right, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah. Now, originally, this particular Broadway production was separately listed from Hazbin Hotel Season 2, but recently they have now grouped it with Season 1 and 2 on Amazon Prime, so now you can easily access it and watch it. It's only about an hour long, but for Hazbin fans, this is really enjoyable to watch. I find myself going back to watching it a few times in general. So it's really cool to see these actors interact with one another, really bringing their energy to the stage, and you really get a good sense of camaraderie with all of them.
Absolutely.
Like Erica Hennings just exudes this positive energy, and she never really breaks character as Charlie.
Nope. especially her and Vaggy's voice actress.
Yes, Stephanie Beatrice. Yes, folks. This is great. I do recommend watching this before you watch Hazbin Hotel Season 2, since it's a great sort of refresher on one of the best parts of Hazbin, that being the music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Music. Plus, it gives you a little teaser of what's to come when it comes to certain songs. However, keep in mind with some of them is not all of them are exactly like the show. No, for example, there's an entire section cut out of Vox Populi, and Hear My Hope is greatly truncated compared to the on-show version.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, with that out of the way, let's dive straight into Season 1. We start off with Episode 1, New Pensius. Yes. So what we're going to do with each episode, we're going to quickly go over the basics of the episode, then move on to the next one. We're going to basically tell you about what happens, the major plot points, etc., etc., etc. Right. Now, we will talk about the music, but that's for later.
Yeah.
Now then, and so New Pensius takes place at least what is it, a few months after a month after the events of the finale. Lee. The hotel is booming with business as a result. However, the problem is twofold. One, Charlie is still mourning over her Pensius's loss, and two, several people have the wrong idea about the hotel. Believing it is where they can kill angels, when it's supposed to be about, redemption.
Redemption.
You're redeeming sinners.
Now,
Whoops.
this unfortunately makes it difficult for Charlie to answer her questions from reporter. So thankfully, Vaggie, he managed to help with actually supporting her, in addition to Lucifer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And to make matters even and worse, the V's are now starting to stir the pot. Because Vox is basically having his news crew continued to hound Charlie and ask questions about the hotel. Hell. Now, the thing is, Vox comes up with a plan as a result of the events of last season, because now, thanks to Charlie fending off the Exorcist's extermination, Hell now knows that angels can be killed. Now, for some, that's good. For most,
Others,
that's bad, because Vox comes up with a daring plan, essentially using the hotel's reputation to start a hell-wide uprising, and essentially take over heaven and rule it as a god alongside Valentino and Velvet.
Mm-hmm.
However, thankfully there is a bright side to things, because as Emily is able to contact Charlie and inform her about the fact through a portal, and inform her about the fact that Pench's made it to heaven at the hotel actually works.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, before this, Vox starts a massive smear campaign with his news crew to basically try and ruin the hotel's reputation, and overall just annoy Charlie.
Yeah.
And that is just the start of things. We move on straight to episode 2, Storyteller. Now, one thing I should probably mention regarding the whole thing with Hazbin Season 2. Well, it's kind of arranged differently compared to Season 1. The thing is they released episodes in batches of 2 each week. What that results in is the fact that both episodes basically form like one act of a play.
Mm-hmm.
With episode 2 who forming the second half of Act 1 of Season 2. Anyway, so let's talk about episode 2, Storyteller. Now, we don't know for sure if there's any sort of, time gap, if there's any sort of, like, not as long of a time gap between the events of Season 1 and Season 2 in Heaven, and it's hard to really say, since they never say if it actually has been a month or not.
They never make it a point to explicitly mention that. Yeah.
My best guess is this likely is like a week or so after the events of Season 1, especially with the fact that the opening of episode 2 starts off with a massive meaning of all of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Penchas is basically questioned by Sarah as to how he basically got into heaven, disbelieving...
Oh, wait. Actually, this takes... Oh, wait, never mind. Anyway.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Sarah is disbelieving of the idea that Penchas basically was redeemed and believes that he's gone to heaven, and forcefully. Lee. What doesn't help is the fact that several of Heaven are panicking, and also that Lute has an axe to grind with Charlie and her crew after the event ends of season, and one now rocking a gold prosthetic arm with the wrist of it being adorned with the halo of Adam.
Yeah, as a bracelet.
Yeah. However, cooler heads start to prevail the moment that a new character pops in, and the Speaker of God. Oh, also we should probably mention the fact that we get a new character introduced, Abel, son of Adam.
One of his two
Boys.
sons, the other being Seth.
I thought it was Cain.
Oh, well, all right, yeah. Well, he has 3 actually.
Well, okay, yeah. We have Abel, voiced by, believe it or not, the lead singer of Fall Out Boy himself, Patrick Stump.
Yeah,
Yep.
surprised me.
Which is pretty damn awesome. What also was pretty cool is the fact that so, to quickly go over how exactly it is that he got the job is...
He was cast, yeah.
So Viv had the idea of Adam's son basically having the voice of a rock star. So she basically thought of actually seeking out an actual singer. So she sought out Patrick Stump. And Stump immediately agreed to the idea of auditioning to voice Abel, since he was already a fan of the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's pretty damn awesome. So anyway, yeah. So the Speaker of God comes in. Now, before we go any further, I need to address something regarding the whole thing, with the Hellaverse in general, namely the hierarchy of heaven. And now, Viv has made it perfectly clear in multiple interviews and multiple times on social media that she is not comfortable depicting God or Jesus in this universe. Yeah. So the Speaker of God, who also is known as the Metatron, but since she's never really called out, we'll just call her the Speaker of God instead, or we'll just call her the Speaker for short. She is basically the closest we are going to get to God in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, and she is voiced by the singing voice of Anastasia herself, Liz Calloway.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, not just the singing voice of Anastasia, but also the singing voice of Jasmine in the Aladdin sequels, and adult Kiara in Lion King 2: Simba's Pride.
So, the Speaker of God basically comes in, and it basically talks to and asks him to tell them a story. And this is where we, for the first time in Hazbin Hotel, actually get backstory on a sinner. Now, to be fair, we did get this somewhat in Masquerade with Angel, but that was more going over the fact that he basically owed his soul to Valentino. This is a proper flashback depicting a human Pensius, or as he's revealed in this episode, Pembleton. And so Pensius basically tells his backstory of how he was originally an inventor, in London back in the year.
Back in Victorian England, specifically the year 1888.
Yes, thank you. I was trying to find that exact date. Stupid fucking wiki. Anyway, but yeah. Yes, the thing is, Pensius was very much a hermit. He mostly stayed in his workshop and never really went out. Now, though he did have the tendency to look out and see people, people out his window.
Mhm.
To basically give himself the illusion that he had people in his life, though that did at times lead to him seeing more adult things.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, you might be thinking, well, this isn't so bad. What really got him into hell? Well, we're getting to that.
What exactly damned his soul?
Let's actually go over that. One day, when Penchus was working on his invention, he saw a woman walking down the street. Everything seemed fine until a man came out of there with a knife and killed her. Now, the thing is, he knew who the man was. He was a client who had a lot of power. Now, and again, and he knew who the client was, but he didn't. But unfortunately, he chose not to tell anyone, not the authorities. He didn't even tell any of the other clients about this. He just kept it to himself. And yes, and this same man would go on to kill 5 other women. And yes, people, it is heavily implied that killer was in fact Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
It's never said, but it is heavily implied and hinted at this is supposed to be Jack the Ripper. And because of that guilt, Penchus is...
That guilt over the fact that he just stood by and did nothing to prevent Jack from killing a woman, his soul was damned to hell.
Well, you know what they say about good intentions.
The
road to hell is paved with them.
But it's like the phrase goes, evil goes on when good men stand by and do nothing.
Yeah.
Because again, he knew who the killer was, and he could have prevented any further killings, but he chose not to. He then goes over the events of what happened in the final battle with Adam, and it basically makes the Speaker of God and Sarah realize that yes, he was redeemed. Due to the fact that he basically sacrificed his life for someone else rather than stand by and do nothing. His soul ascended to heaven.
So selflessly.
His soul ascended to heaven, and now he is redeemed. Now most of heaven is on board with this, but guess who decides to be a party pooper?
If you guess Loot, you'd be right.
If you get a salute, congratulations, you get a no prize.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah, Loot is having none of this shit. And basically Lee begs for her heaven and Sarah to basically allow her to go down and get vengeance for Adam. However, when she basically says that she is the new head of the Exodus army, that's where we learn, no, not really. Because due to the fact that Abel is Adam's son, he is next in line to run on the Exorcists.
Yeah. lead the Exorcist army, yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Lute doesn't back down, but Sarah basically tells her to basically know her role and shut her mouth, and basically says that Penchus is here, he's part of heaven, so he will be treated like any other her soul in heaven, and case closed.
Yeah.
Now, the one problem is due to the fact that there is no one really like Pensius in heaven, well, he's kind of alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, Peter, St. Peter, Abel, and Emily try to cheer him up, but kind of say the wrong words and just make him further depressed.
Yeah.
Now,
Especially not being able to see his friends.
especially Cherry. Now, this leads to one small plot hole with this, and it's something they've never really explained here on screen. So they basically say that Pensius can't go back to hell, but we never really see them, attempt to try and have him go back to hell. We never see them attempt to allow him to enter a portal or anything like that. They just assume he can't. Which is a little bit frustrating because a lot of the stuff that happens could be he solved if he was able to go back down to hell, and I'd be able to excuse this if they basically showed, oh no, he can't yet, but they never do, so it's a little bit frustrating. Rating. Like, all you would have needed is just one scene where he basically tries to enter a portal, but he either gets knocked back with electricity or such like that, or just he can't pass through the portal in general. But no, that's not what happens.
Oh, you did try to drill down though.
Now, Emily does manage to lighten his spirits a little bit more by basically creating in her own versions of the Egg Boys. Now, if you're wondering why they aren't here in heaven with him, we'll get to that later.
I'll tolerate them.
God damn it. Yeah.
Damn it though. Those egg angels are adorable.
Yes, they are. So, meanwhile, with Lute, who is still fucking pissed, we see that she's not handling the loss of Adam well due to the fact that she is now hallucinating him.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
This is also one little frustrating part regarding season 2 that I'll admit I take issue with. They set up the idea of this ghost Adam constantly egging Lute on and encouraging her to do more bad things and basically do what he would have wanted. But unfortunately, for some reason, and after this episode, he doesn't really show up until the final episode in a voiceless cameo.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I have to agree on that because really,
why would you establish it if you weren't going to do much with it?
Right?
I don't hate it. I think it's, and the thing is, I don't hate it. I think it's a really cool idea for Adam to literally be a shoulder for devil to Lute.
So do I, yeah.
But the problem is they don't really do much with it.
yeah.
Though we are willing to excuse it since it leads to one of the best songs in the series, but again, that's for later.
In the season, yeah.
Yeah, in the season, but yeah. So, yeah. Meanwhile, with Sarah, she is debating on what to do because as her entire worldview of how things should be done has now been shattered thanks to this whole thing with Pensius. Yes. Now wondering if it was wrong to call for the extermination. And wondering if those souls that were killed could have been saved. And more importantly, wondering if and if the redemption is possible, if the idea of standing down and stopping it is ignorant to the idea that hell could seek vengeance on them.
Yeah.
It is a legitimately good inner conflict here.
Oh, it is.
Though there is one issue when it comes to this whole thing, mainly with the idea of the whole thing of the first extermination in the first place. Now, to be fair, we do learn in dialogue that Lilith did try and start an uprising in hell 7 years ago. But the problem is, firstly, she disappeared before anything else could happen, and more importantly than that, we don't even know how serious this uprising was. So, as far as we know, there might have actually been a legitimate threat for an uprising, and Heaven could have just been paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
So, an executive decision is made by Sarah and several the members of Heaven. And Heaven will be put on lockdown until further notice. No one gets in, no one gets out, and anyone who tries to enter Heaven will be basically given a full pat down to make sure they're not a threat.
Yeah.
Before that, though, Emily does go and see Charlie and let her know about the news regarding Pensius. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much how the episode ends.
Yeah.
Now on to episode 3, Hazbin Hotel Behind Closed Doors.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
So the spear campaign aimed by Vox Tech is still going on strong, and it is really getting under Charlie's skin. So, so she proposes an idea to try and clear things up. A stupid idea, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Lee, essentially, sending an email to Vox Tech to invite them to the hotel for an interview, to basically clear things up and explain the fact that redemption is possible, and more importantly, what the hotel is all about. Unfortunately, the two that basically go down an interview, Charlie, are Velvet and Vox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though Val does tag along with them.
No, he does not. Remember.
Right. Yeah. He stays back. Yeah, my mistake. Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Vox is asking Charlie a lot of difficult questions for her to answer. And it's not just slanderous ones per se. He's asking, next time that Heaven shows up, will you be making sure that all of hell will be safe, or just the people in your hotel? No, which that is a legitimately good and damning question, given the fact that she is the Princess of Hell. Granted, they probably should be more asking in Lucifer that, but then again, they're running a smear campaign, so they're doing this shit intentionally.
Yeah.
Anyway, so wait. Oh, by the way, we should probably mention a new character that was introduced in New Pensius, Baxter. A mad scientist sinner who is clearly from the envy he ring due to his fish-like design.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Specifically an anglerfish.
Yeah, and he is voiced by Kevin and
Kevin Del Aguila.
Aguila, who is not only a Tony, a nominated actor and acclaimed director, or playwright and lyricist in New York City. He played Osgood Fielding the third in the Broadway musical of Some Like It Hot and Oaken in Broadway's Frozen.
In fact, he also voices an unnamed demon in Behind Closed Door in Hazbin Hotel in episode 3.
Yes, so we actually learn a little bit of backstory regarding Baxter, and his connection with Pentious. Yes, the two actually originally worked together.
Yeah.
Pentious has usually worked on mechanical creations, while Baxter worked on bio experiments. Yes, in fact, it's revealed that the Egg Boys are in fact bio experiments.
Which is why when they're killed, they don't go to heaven.
They totally don't have souls.
Yeah.
Now it's clear that Baxter has like some dislike of Pentious, but he doesn't have any real beef with him. It's more just a case of, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Especially due to the fact that he basically left Baxter behind to continue with Turf War with Harry and Angel. While also taking the Egg Boys with him.
Yep.
So the visit to the hotel is not going well, and it goes even worse when Charlie suggests the idea of actually trying to attempt to redeem someone live on camera.
Yeah.
Being Angel.
Which, to be fair, isn't a bad idea, since dialogue heavily implies that Angel is actually doing really well. Well, he's dropped drugs. He's actually taking part in therapy.
Sober. Yeah.
And he just seems like a more mellow person.
Yeah.
And their idea is that essentially Angel will attempt to save Husk after he's been tied to a train track, with the train being driven by, of course, Nifty.
Yeah.
With the front of the train mounted with Vaggy's spear.
Yeah.
Now, this already sounds like a bad idea. Yeah, and what also doesn't help is when Vox reveals he cut the brakes for the train. Rain. Thus, Husk is now actually in legitimate danger.
Yeah.
Angel basically tries to pull a self-sacrifice to ensure Husk's safety, but Husk basically managed to shove him out of the way and berates Angel for nearly giving his life for him. Charlie basically realizes that likely the reason why it didn't work is because Angel isn't Pentious, and they need to work on the sin that he has that basically damned his soul to hell. Angel, however, is not keen on revealing that to the class. Fox, however, is.
Yeah.
That sin being the fact that when he was a human, Angel murdered his dad.
Yeah, Angel is technically a murderer. Now, we don't know the specifics regarding it, but though given what we know about Angel, it's likely his father was abusive Yusuf and Angel either did it out of
towards him and his siblings.
and he likely did it either out of self-defense or as a way of basically protecting his siblings from his father.
Yeah.
Now, due to this, unfortunately, Angel is a little bit pissed at Charlie and needs some space from her and the crew.
Yeah.
Also afterwards, Vox and Velvet put out a special basically slandering the hotel again. And this causes the very few new guests that they had besides Baxter to start leaving.
Yep.
And that's pretty much that's the end of that episode. On to episode 4. It's a Deal. And brace yourself, Alistair, her fans. This is a good one.
Yes, because this is another episode that reveals backstory on a character.
Indeed. So the smear campaign is still going on with Vox Tech, and Charlie naively attempts to take Nifty with her to go to 66 News and do a live
66 News, yeah.
and basically go live on air and explain and clear up the air regarding misunderstandings about the hotel. Now, Vaggie basically tells her once again not to do this, as she is simply playing Vox's game. And something you people need to keep in mind here, because of the fact that Vox runs all media, it means that all media and stories run through Vox.
Yeah.
It means that every bit of news, every single news story or anything, it goes through him first, and he is able to alter it and modify it however he wishes.
And as part of his smear campaign against Charlie and the hotel, he is presenting a single narrative against them.
Indeed. Now, now, while this is going on, Alistair is getting a little bit ticked off and is still having his constant pissing match with Lucy. And as a result of this, he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Exactly.
And basically decides to outright leave the hotel, and quit his job.
As the billboard. I mean, as the host of the hotel.
Yeah.
It's bellhop. That's what Lucifer calls it. It's bellhop.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Alistair goes down to Cannibal Town to visit Rosie, and basically tells her about the whole thing. And with him quitting, which she is not keen on the idea of, and that's where we get the big bombshell. The person who owns Alistair's soul is Rosie. Nope.
Yeah.
It's not. Nope. It's not Lilith. Not Eve. Not Annie. Not Rue. Not any of those wacky fan theories. It was Rosie the whole time.
Yeah.
This whole time. And this is where we actually get a proper backstory for Alistair. And this is a proper canon backstory. As before this, we only had interviews with Viv to go on that off of which the thing is that stuff is questionably canon. Anyway, so Alistair, of course, grew up in New Orleans, and basically Lee was charismatic and had his own radio show. Problem is, though, he had a bit of a temper.
Yeah.
Mainly, if you crossed him, you die.
Uh-huh.
As shown when a rich asshole spills his drink on part of his suit and did not even properly apologize.
Yeah.
However, Alistair is not stupid. He knows that that all this killing is such, it is pretty much damned his soul for eternity. However, he has a plan. As he basically Lee commits a voodoo ritual, even speaking French for a moment.
Yeah.
And which makes sense since he is revealed to be part Creole.
Yeah.
He basically performs a ritual to contact Hell itself, Hell through a radio. And the person who responded to his call was Rosie.
Yeah.
And
interacting with him through a radio in the room where he conducts the ritual.
Alistair basically cuts right to the chase. Again, he knows that his soul is damned. Is going to be damned to hell for this. Yes, but he doesn't want to be at the bottom of the food chain. And basically, Lee says to Rosie that he wants to not only be powerful in hell, but also continue his killing as well. And Rosie Lee says that she can give him the power he wants, and it even says that she can make him the most powerful sinner in all of hell. However, he must do something for her. And unfortunately, Alistair immediately jumps on the deal rather than asking what specifically she wants. And if you know how deals work with demons, kids, if they're not specific, they can and spin the deal however they want, which basically means because of the fact that Rosie never made it clear to Alistair what she wanted him to do, she can constantly change it to whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Now, as a result, all of this. Now, as a result of this, is Rosie now owns Alistair's soul, and the next day after the ritual, he is basically killed by a pack of hunters after
by a hunter
after he tries to hide a body, and due to the fact that it's so dark, he looks like a deer for a moment. Hence the reason why when he basically goes full demon mode, you can see an X on his forehead, referencing where he got shot.
The bullet wound. Yeah.
And not only that, also his antlers.
Yeah, it's why he looks like a deer.
In his demon form, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Alistair is very demanding of Rosie and is not amused by her mocking him because he wants his staff fixed after the events of season 2 and 1 because as well he's tried it himself. It's not working.
Yeah.
However, Rosie makes it clear that she doesn't have to do anything for him, as the fact that he basically got himself injured and a staff broken is his own damn fault, since just because he's the most powerful soul in hell doesn't mean he was capable of taking on an archangel.
Yeah.
Alistair then contemplates on what to do next, and he basically comes up with up with a dastardly scheme. So while Charlie is struggling to get her message properly conveyed on Vox on 66 News, Alistair basically calls out Vox and Vox for a one-on-one fight.
Ah, there you are, YGM.
Oh, there you are, Wedge. Yeah, nice of you to join us. And let me quickly adjust things so that you are not covering Sentai a la BJ Stag. There we go. Anyway.
Not covering me.
Anyway. So, Alistair basically calls out Vox for a fight. Unfortunately, Vox is then followed by Velvet and Valentino.
Yeah.
Which leads to a 3-on-1 fight between them. And to be fair, Alistair actually manages to hold his own at first.
Oh yeah, he does.
We actually do get to see the proper abilities of each of the V's.
Like, for example,
of course the smoke and pheromones that Valentino can put out, and the access to social media spells that she can literally create into actual weapons that Velvet has access to.
Yeah.
Oh, and also there's the fact that Vox has like all sort of electricity powers and extendable wires he can use to grab others.
And can also teleport.
Yeah. Which has been demonstrated a few times, not only in this season, but also with last season.
Yep.
Now this is actually being reported on live, and Nifty, he realizes that Alistair is in trouble, so she immediately bolts back to the hotel, grabs Husk, literally runs back onto the scene, throws him at Velvet, and what follows is the two of them and working together to help Alistair, with Husk fighting off Velvet and Nifty fighting off Valentino. Unfortunately, things are not going well. And just when Nifty is about to get shot by Val, Alistair basically asks for Vox to call off Valentino and Velvet. Thus, Alistair proposes a deal to Vox that is so enticing he cannot pass up on it. And that is that he is willing to join his little propaganda against the hotel as his prisoner. However, he has two conditions that must be met. Firstly, Nifty and Husk must be allowed to go free and be unharmed. And secondly, is that Vox is not allowed to lay his hands on Charlie. Remember this. It'll be important later. And remember those exact words. And here's one thing, remember. Regarding any deal from any demon in Hazbin. Focus on the wording.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what follows is that basically Vox gloats about the fact that he finally has gained a victory against Alistair. And has actually and feels a lot of pride in the fact that he acts that well for once he actually outsmarted Alistair, or at least that's what he thinks. Now, this is when Alistair then reveals near the end of the episode owed the past of him and Vox. Namely, that they were once equals. And the fact that Alistair actually admired the fact that Vox was managing to have such power and influence in hell without help from anybody.
Exactly.
Likely seeing some of himself in him.
Likely, yeah.
And then Vox makes a mistake. He basically offers the idea of partnering up with Alistair, of ruling hell together as partners.
Mm-hmm.
And what does Alistair do? He laughs.
He laughs his tail off.
Remember, he doesn't have a tail.
Metaphorically.
I know, but I feel the need to bring that up. Anyway, so, yeah, Alistair laughs and mocks Vox for this very idea. Yeah, with Vox even saying that he thought that they were friends, with Alistair then further mocking him, saying that there are no friends in hell, Vincent. I thought you of all people all knew that. And yes, that's Vox's original name back when he was human, Vincent.
Vincent Whitman.
And keep in mind something, folks. When you're sent to hell, most of your life, unless you reveal it to others, is something you keep close to the chest. So if Alistair knew Vox's real name, he must have thought that they were pretty close. And it is heavily implied via body language and dialogue that Vox actually had a crush on Alistair.
It was
damn, everything's gay about this.
It was one way.
It was one-sided,
but the implication is there. Now, let's get one thing in straight right out of the gate. Just because Vox was rejected by Alistair does not mean he is a good guy.
Oh, far from it.
Keep in mind too. Now, yes, is it likely that Vox would have turned out differently and not as much of a monster as he is now? Yes, that's a likely possibility. But here's the thing: Vox still was in hell, and if he was sent to hell, he must have done something bad in his previous life.
Yeah.
Boy, did he do.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He did, but that's for later. And that pretty much ends the episode. I hope that you people are seeing what I mean when the fact that it feels like each pair of episodes is like the act of a play. Since it feels like both of them lead into one another. Since the first act is about how the establishment of the new status quo, and the conflict with heaven, and second act is about how the start of the smear campaign and the attempts to clear it up, and then there's the next act of the play, which we start by going over episode 5, Silenced. Now, Charlie is desperately trying to get Heaven's attention and getting them to come down and help explain things, since she knows the uprising is only getting worse and worse. Now, Vaggie, in an attempt to try and help, suggests that Lucifer basically go down to a rally that either the V's are hosting,
or holding,
are holding with a bunch of the residents of Hell, and basically intimidate Vox into ceasing the propaganda. However, the thing is, though, there's a few problems with that. One is the fact that Vaggie does this behind Charlie's back.
Yeah.
And secondly, there's the bigger problem.
Lucifer can't smite.
Yeah, that's the... Yeah, so... And before
Lucifer can't smite sinners.
Now, I know... Now, the common fan has basically bitched and moaned about it, saying, oh, they nerfed Lucifer. See, no, not really. This is biblically accurate.
Yep.
Because for those of you that are not aware, Lucifer is a fallen angel.
As stated multiple times, both in Season 1 and in Season 2. Lucifer is a fallen angel. Oh, here's the thing. He might rule hell, but hell is also his punishment. He is basically stuck there and must deal with horrible people, who he can do nothing but simply ignore.
Yep, and that's why during every single he couldn't do anything.
Well, we don't know that for sure. Or it's likely that when he basically harmed Charlie, that's somewhat what broke an unspoken rule, but it also is likely that Lucy was still grieving over the fact that Lilith left him, and also was just apathetic towards hell in general.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So Lucy crashes is the rally hosted by Vox, and unfortunately it goes horribly. Vox not only mocks Lucifer and only further rallies the people, but he overall just humiliates Lucifer in general. Now, at the same time this is happening, and Heaven is discussing what to do next, since they do know that Charlie is trying to get their attention. And Penchant is basically called in by Emily to help suggest what to do. And Penchant suggests a simple solution: just apologize.
Yep.
They even give gift baskets. It's as well. And while they do show up and attempt to apologize, it still doesn't go well, as Vox manages to continue to rally the people, and people berate the angels, and more importantly gets under Sarah's skin. And by basically admitting that she basically called for the extermination to silent people like him.
Yeah.
This results in Heaven basically turning tail and running back to back home, and of course there's the fact that Charlie learns about what Lucifer did. And when she arrives back at the hotel, she is pissed. As Lucifer's presence there only made things worse.
Mm-hmm.
Now Vaggie does reveal that she was responsible for this idea. Yeah, but Charlie doesn't take it well, and basically claims that they are ruining the hotel, but Vaggie retorts saying that Charlie is ruining the hotel due to the fact that she is constantly playing Vox's game and simply falling for all the bullshit. This results in them in Charlie and Aggie having a bit of a spat, and in an angry, tearful moment. And Charlie basically asks Lucifer to leave the hotel.
Yeah.
And that pretty much ends the episode. Thus leading into episode 6. My personal favorite of the bunch. Scream Rain.
I know, we're not kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one thing we should have mentioned last episode is the fact that, thanks to the fact that that Vox captured Alistair, some of the overlords are now on board with the idea of Vox. Vox's plan to basically overthrow heaven.
Yeah.
And now, thankfully, currently at the moment, there is one person who. Now, thankfully, at the time, there was one person who was completely against the idea of even getting involved. Actually, two people. That being Zestiel, and more importantly, Carmilla.
Yeah.
In a hilarious moment which happens in a hilarious moment where fucking, and Vox tries to, who's saying Spanish to Carmilla while wearing stereotypical Mexican attire, or while using maraca as the cheese. Like,
yeah.
Are you serious? Yeah, okay. that was pretty funny. Anyway, so the start of Screaming Rain begins with Scream Rain begins with Vox visiting in Carmilla once again, and basically asking her, or rather, let's not even be sugarcoated. He basically telling her to build a weapon to help them take down heaven, essentially implying that if she doesn't cooperate, he will ensure that Carmilla's daughters are involved in the crossfire in the oncoming war.
Yeah.
And Carmilla reluctantly agrees. Now Zestiel
Carmilla acquiesces.
Now Zestiel's not stupid. He knows that Vox is full of shit and he has his own plans. But Carmilla is not willing to gamble the life of her daughters for this. Yes, especially for the fact that technically she's the one who started this to begin with. Due to the fact that not only did she kill an angel on Extermination Day, but she was the one who supplied the angelic weapons to Charlie and the gang at the end of season 1.
Yeah.
And also taught Vaggie how to fight too.
Yes. Now Zestiel understand. Now it's heavily implied that in a past extermination, and Carmilla lost someone else important to her. Might have been another daughter, might have been her husband, we don't know yet. But Zestiel makes it clear that until Carmilla comes to her senses and leaves Vox's side, he will have no part in this and basically leaves her.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, the whole thing, the cooperation with Carmilla and her crew is broadcasted to Vag.
Broadcast.
Asked by Vox Tech, And as a result, old Vaggie and Charlie decide they need to go down and talk to Carmela about this.
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunately, what also happens is the fact that Husk basically decided he is fed up with this shit and leaves the hotel and the bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Charlie and Vaggie, he plead to Carmela to not take part in this, but she will not be swayed, and makes it clear that whatever happens next is on them. Meanwhile, with Husk, he stops by a casino, the Magic Cat Casino, the very same casino he owns.
Yeah.
Owned.
Well, no, no, he still owns it.
He technically still owns it. Probably he doesn't have much authority.
Fair enough.
Now, while out there, Husk basically drinks himself into a fucking stupor, and is only temporarily snapped out of it after her talking with Angel and seeing a unique performance by him at the casino.
Yeah.
Yes, people. Angel was masquerading as fucking Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah. Now, meanwhile, with Vox, he reveals the next stage of the plan and the smear campaign against the hotel. Hell, though currently at the moment he tends to refer to it as his plan, thanks to egging from Alistair about the fact that without Valentino, Vox would be nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vox basically orders Valentine, to call Angel Old Dusk for the next stage of his plan. What follows is the fact that after a conversation with Angel on Husk agrees to go back to the hotel. Hell, if Angel is willing to come back, to come back as well. However, on his way back to the hotel, he gets a message from Val about a gig. This leads to Angel being confronted by Vox in a dark room, and this is where we get a big plot twist.
Yeah.
See, the reason why Vox's smear campaign has been so good, it's not only been because of the fact that Charlie was ill prepared. It's because he's had a man on the inside the whole time.
That being Angel.
And
here's the thing. Angel did not do this willingly. It's been revealed. It's revealed via flashbacks that ever since the events of Masquerade during, likely after filming the Poison music video, that Vox has basically been brainwashing Angel and been using him as a sleeper agent to spy on the hotel. Which was stealthily foreshadowed throughout season 2, mainly for the fact that Angel mentioned that he was having headaches recently, and that he tended to carry around the phone more often, which was how Vox managed to get Angel to do his dirty work, sending message, in text messages to him, and with subliminal triggers.
Yeah. In fact, regarding the fact that this was foreshadowed, at one point in Masquerade, you see him wearing the same. You see Angel wearing the same robe that he wore in season 1.
Yeah.
And in the episode the season 1 episode Masquerade, if you look closely, you see Vox and Val leaving. You see Vox and Val visiting the hotel.
No. What happens is
Or no,
is Angel looks down from the balcony in his dressing room, and he's Val and Vox speaking to one another privately and shaking hands. There's a brief moment where Vox looks up at Angel, but then disappears.
Yeah.
So yeah. Angel has been a spy for Vox Tech for a long while.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is Vox basically is making it clear that he does not want Angel going back to the hotel, and he wants him doing one last bit of propaganda for the V's.
Mm-hmm.
And with him basically giving a good Clockwork Orange style brainwashing to Angel Dusk, which to be fair was teased in the season 2 teaser for Hazbin.
Yeah, and the trailer for season 2.
Yeah. Back at the hotel, Elvagi and Charlie reconcile, and Charlie reveals why she's been acting so boneheaded. It's essentially been because of the fact that she believes that if she can basically prove the hotel works, maybe Lil would finally start answering her calls, and she basically say how proud she is of her.
Yeah.
Which, that is understandable, and I will admit. Yes, Charlie's actions are pretty boneheaded, but given the reasoning for why she's been doing this is excusable. Since they've not even tried to hide the fact that Charlie has mommy issues.
Yeah, to the point that she's been constantly calling Lilith ever since season 1.
Yep.
Much to her chagrin, considering the fact that Lilith has been explicitly ignoring all of her calls.
Yep.
Both the calls from her and Lucifer.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lucy, at the end of the episode, he supposedly gets a call from Charlie asking her to meet him somewhere. However, we basically find out at the end that it wasn't Charlie who called him. It was Vox.
It was Vox.
It was Vox using a voice filter.
Likely
to make him sound like Charlie.
Also, likely using a phone number he got off of Angel's cell.
I wouldn't be that surprised.
And that pretty much ends episode 6. I really like episode 6 for the fact that it gives us some good character development, and it has some really great songs in it, and that excellent plot twist with Angel is just the icing on the cake.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Viv was able to stealthily foreshadow this is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to the penultimate episode of the season, episode 7, Weapon of Mass Distraction. Now, anyway, so
Tommy.
the episode starts off with a broadcast from Vox Tech with Angel basically slandering the hotel, calling redemption a joke, and saying that hell should follow the V's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what also happens is they reveal Carmela's weapon. And, early before that. Oh, right, hold on. I should probably rewind that real quick. Okay, so the episode starts off with Lucifer getting captured by Vox, and basically revealing that the new weapon that's going to be used against Heaven, Lucy's the power source.
Yeah.
Yup.
In fact, the weapon's called the Wrath of Lilith.
The Might of Lilith.
The Might of Lilith.
Also, after a discussion that Vox has with Alistair and Lucifer, we finally get at Vox's backstory. Originally, he was actually a weatherman for a news network. However, that wasn't enough for him.
He kept getting outshined.
He wanted more. He wanted more recognition and more power.
And he wanted a brighter spotlight.
As a result,
Yep.
Over time, he slowly killed the different members of the news network he was on to gain new promotions, starting with the news anchor, then to the talk show host, then to the producers, and then to other members of different segments of the news network, and finally to the actually owner of the news station in general.
Yeah.
And he did all this, but it's through murder.
Yes.
Yes. Now, what ended up happening is that Vox or Vincent gained a massive following of fans that began to evolve into essentially a cult. However, that run was short-lived when a TV fell on his head and killed him.
Electrocuted him.
Also killing all of his followers too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also the reason why he only has one hypnotic.
All his cultists. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and also the reason why he only has one hypnotic eye is due to the fact that one of the glass shards from the TV, he stabbed one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway. Wait. Afterwards, we get a broadcast from Vox Tech, with Angel basically going on air, slandering the hotel, calling it a joke, and basically saying the best solution is to follow Vox and the V's. And that's when they unveil the Might of Lilith and test it out. And this thing is no joke, as one shot from this not only obliterates the barrier protecting Heaven, it completely blows off the hinges the pearly gates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will admit, seeing St. Peter spinning like that.
That was fucking funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry.
Afterwards, Vox broadcasts to Heaven and basically delivers a threat. If Heaven does not surrender its kingdom in 24 hours, whereas all the denizens of hell will go up there and murder anyone who gets in their way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, obviously, this has caused Heaven to panic, of course.
Naturally.
Sarah is paralyzed with indecision. She does not know what to do, and more importantly, how to justify any of this. Yes, since now Hell has officially declared war on Heaven.
Yep.
Sarah's worst nightmare came true.
However, Penchas basically sneaks into the room where Sarah is praying, and essentially explains why the citizens of Hell are acting this way. They're scared.
Yeah.
Some of them are doing this out of malicious intent, yes, but the main reason is because they're fearful for their lives.
Mm.
And after this, and it isn't a heart-to-heart between the two of them, Sarah is now finally convinced that the idea of redemption, and with Penchas is and the best solution to stopping all of this is to basically not only cease all the exterminations, but also to try and make peace with Hell. To do this, she sends down Emily as a representative to explain things to Charlie. And thus they now have a plan. However, her back with Vox, he plans to throw a party as a result of their first shot fired on Heaven. And the thing is, though, Velvet, it makes it clear that not everyone in Hell is fully on board with the V's plan.
Yeah.
And what doesn't help is when Alistair eggs him on about that, basically saying that he hasn't even proven he's the strongest in Hell. He then basically goads Vox into inviting Charlie to the party and trying to get her to convince her, and trying to get her to on camera admit that he had won and she was wrong. However, Alistair says that idea is very unlikely, due to the fact that Charlie has a strong spirit and it is a difficult spirit to break.
Yep. Uh-huh.
The gang basically plan their next move on how they're going to counter attack against the V's plan.
Yep.
And it's very clear here that when it comes to Val and Velvet, the tensions are high between the two of them and Vox.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Guys.
And that pretty much ends the penultimate episode. Now it's time for the final episode of Season 2, Curtain Call.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The episode starts off with Charlie and the others laying out their plan on how they're going to stop Vox. Essentially, they are going to... Charlie and Vaggie are going to go to the party. They had basically been offered the invitation by Vox near the end of the episode. Or rather, Charlie had. Vaggie's more just +1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, but essentially what's going to happen is Charlie and Vaggie are going to go to the party, but even at the same time, several of the others are going to infiltrate V Tower, where this is also helped thanks to the fact that Baxter actually built the security for Vox or V Tower, so they can easily hack in and get inside. Alright. The plan is simple.
Mm-hmm.
While Charlie and Vaggie distract Vox, two different teams will be doing two different things in the tower. Firstly, Nifty and Baxter are going to infiltrate the communications area, pirate the signal from the tower, and basically work with Penchus and Heaven to create a broadcast strong enough to reach Hell.
Yeah.
And this broadcast will, of course, reveal that not only is Heaven truly sorry, but that Penchus is alive and that redemption is in fact possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, meanwhile, old Cherry and Husk are basically going to find Angel and basically get him out of V Tower.
Rescue him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, things do not go well. Oh well. Everything goes wrong. Wrong. Not only is the broadcast between has basically delayed thanks to Velvet. It interfering with Baxter or Nifty. He's hacking, but also Cherry and Husk deal with opposition thanks to the fact that Valentino and Kitty, his robot Fizarali he made, basically intercept them and try to stop them from leaving with Angel.
Yeah.
Now Emily does try and show up and help quell the anger, but that's when Vox reveals his trump card, mainly for the fact that he still has the hypnosis powers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's still under Vox. Yeah, he's still under Vox's hypnosis.
No, just him.
No. Mainly that Vox basically takes every sinner in the crowd and in Hell,
and watching the broadcast in Hell,
basically brainwashing them into his sway.
Imhotep.
Ahem.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, I just came up with a joke. You know what you could call Vox in this instance?
What?
A screen slaver. Thank you.
I'll give you that.
Anyway, now unfortunately, Emily is also captured by Vox and tied up, and Vaggie is still busy trying to dismantle the might of Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Vox mocks Charlie and basically tells her that she should just admit that she's lost and that he's won. And that's where unexpectedly Alistair chimes in and suggests that Charlie should say, hey, that Vox is the strongest sinner in all of Hell. And the thing is, when Charlie is hesitant on this, Alistair reminds her that she still owes him a favor. Cashing in the deal that he made with her back in season 1. And thus, as a result of that, Charlie on camera states that Vox is the strongest sinner in all of Hell. Raising his popularity to the maximum, giving Vox even more power, and also causing something else to happen.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's the thing, people. Remember that deal that Alistair made with Rosie? Did anyone remember what the deal was?
That he becomes the most powerful sinner in hell, and not only that,
and basically he is the most powerful sinner in all of hell. And as long as Rosie honors that agreement, she still has his soul.
yep.
And since Charlie has more authority over an overlord, and basically when Lee went and said that live, it basically now breaks the deal, since now, technically, Lee Vox is now the strongest sinner in all of hell, not Alistair. Vox is pleased as punch about this, and continues to mock Charlie before putting his hands on her shoulders. And then Alistair laughs maniacally. Because,
Yep.
remember, kids, the agreement was that he would remain Vox's prisoner as long as Vox not lay his hands on Charlie.
And what does that egotistical son of a bitch do?
He touches her shoulders.
Whoops. We're freaking being a bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, thankfully, the tide starts to turn when both groups manage to defeat their respective active.
Make their respective arguments.
No. When both groups manage to, both groups in V Tower manage to defeat their respective enemies.
Right,
But before that, Alistair proposes that him and Vox go another round, but this time no holding back. What results in a glorious fight between Alistair and Vox, with Vox even showing off his true demon form too.
Yep. And also bringing in the help of his pet shark.
Well, that's not until a little bit later, but anyway, so thankfully, the two groups managed to defeat Velvet and Valentino. However, not without caveats. Firstly, with Baxter, the laptop was destroyed, meaning he can no longer assist with the broadcast, and now it's up to Penchas to basically pick up the slack and make sure the broadcast is strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In addition to that, there's a point where before Cherry and Husk are able to defeat Valentino, while basically under her Vox's mind control and ordered to by Valentino, Angel nearly chokes Cherry to death.
Yeah, nearly strangles her to death.
Now, of course, while the fighting is happening, Charlie and Lee and Emily are trying to evacuate any sinners who are getting caught in the crossfire between the conflict with Alistair and Vox. And when it looks like that Vox is starting to get to lose to Alistair, her shockwave basically is called in by Vox to lend a hand.
Yeah. Cheating son of a bitch.
And yes, that is what his giant shark is called. Shockwave.
So wave is being spelled like the audio file format.
W-A-V.
Not W-A-V, yeah.
Yeah, anyway. So,
Not to be confused by the Decepticon.
No, that would be completely illogical. Anywho. now, now, Vox basically is starting to lose his cool a lot, to the point that he basically decides, rather than using the might of Lilith to try and attack Heaven, he's like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna use it to kill Alistair. This unfortunately this results in him misfiring and wiping out a portion of Pentagram City.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Now, thankfully, Lee Vaggie starts to get help from Carmilla finally, and helping to dismantle the might of Lilith. But it's not enough to fully shut it down. Now, what also doesn't help is when Emily tries to assist Alistair in getting out of the blast range of the might of Lilith, as one of her wings is shot by the blast. Sarah nearly panics, but thankfully Lee Pench's or this basically suggests that she basically calm down and how to stick to the plan, though she does tell Abel and Lute to go down and rescue Emily to ensure she's safe from harm.
But of course, yeah.
But anyway, so everything comes to a head when Vox basically corners Charlie, Emily, Lee, and Alistair with the might of Lilith. However, Carmilla basically states, due to the fact that they've tampered with the weapon, and if he were to fire it again, and the weapon would implode and take half of the pentagram with it. But the thing is, well, Vox has gone bye-bye, Egon.
We got left.
Sorry, Sentai, he's clearly beyond the capacity for rational thought. As he basically says, fuck hell, fuck heaven, he doesn't care what happens, as long as he wipes off that smug grin on Alistair's face. Though the thing is, even the V's are realizing that Vox is going too far, and basically tries to get him to stop. With Velvet kicking him off of the might of Lilith, and Valentino basically ripping off the TV off of his head off of his body. Then, however, the problem is the weapon is still going to implode because Vox charged it up. And unfortunately, there's no time to evacuate anyone.
Yeah.
This results in an incredibly powerful moment where Charlie and the gang work together with Emily in an attempt to try to contain the blast with their energies. Now, there is a point where Lute tries to interfere and attacks Vaggie, though thankfully Abel decides to finally put on his big boy pants and basically tells Lute to back the fuck off, stand down, we're going home.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, even with all of the power where Charlie and her friends have, it's still not enough to contain the blast. However, that's when Carmilla steps in with Zestial and a few of the other overlords, basically stating that they are willing to help due to the fact that the Charlians are willing to risk their lives for those that Heaven and was going to kill.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Rosie and Alistair are watching this, and Rosie suggests that Alistair step in and do something, but Alistair makes it clear that he doesn't have to do shit anymore. Or he doesn't have to do what she says. And thus he strikes a new deal with her. he'll only help assist with dealing with this crisis if Rosie finally fixes his staff, which she reluctantly does.
Yeah.
Oh, so this ends with all the overlords and Charlie and her friends, even with and Velvet and Valentina assisting in combining their energies to contain the blast of the Might of Lilith, raise it into the air, and ensure all of hell is safe from its destruction.
Yeah.
Now everyone rejoices over their victory. However, it's bittersweet, as Angel basically says he's going back to Val. Because he cannot deal with the fact that he technically did not really have a choice in staying at the hotel. The only reason he was allowed to was for the sake of Vox's plans.
Exactly.
Thus, he basically tells Cherry and Greenhouse to forget about him. Oh, also after the fight, Penchus finally makes the broadcast and reveals to Hell that redemption is possible. Well, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
In the epilogue, we see that business at the hotel is booming for the right reasons this time. Right. Oh, and also, we get a change in regards to jobs at the hotel. Mainly that Charlie is stepping down as the manager and giving that job to Vaggie, while Charlie simply stays on as head counselor.
Yep.
Oh, and also there's been an ongoing subplot with the fact that Vaggie has been trying to change her name since Vaggie is the name that Adam gave her. However, she eventually decides on sticking on simply having the name Vaggie without the E. Now, Alistair is basically going to be staying at the hotel, but he says he has something else to keep him entertained, as he looks down at Lucifer, implying that he has plans.
Yeah.
This is basically all recapped in a voicemail that Charlie leaves Lilith. Yes, which she basically leaves and then basically leaves the phone. And then
and
something
sets her phone down on her bed on her nightstand.
And then something unexpected happens.
Her phone starts buzzing,
and she picks it up,
ringing,
asking, and simply responds, "Mom." Bum bum bum. Yep, that's right. Lilith is finally coming home.
Yep.
What does that mean for the hotel?
We don't know.
We don't know, but we will find out in season 3. Yep. Now then, before we jump into our overview of the season in general, let's quickly go over the music. Let's shout out to the artist Artsy Me, trying to check what the name of the artist was on Reddit. Yes, artistic fangirl on Reddit. For this really nice image of Angel Dust vibing to the music. I was really gonna go with something grand and extravagant, but then I saw this and I was like, no, you know what? This works. Now, to say they upped their ante with this season would be a fucking understatement. And people, as we have a grand total of 20 songs.
twice
Yeah.
as many as season 1.
I believe there are only, like, what, 14?
Yeah.
Give me a sec. List of songs in Hazbin Hotel season. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, well, so we have 5 more songs, which another thing I need to mention regarding this, the way that they've actually included, like, songs, see, normally in season 1, it was just, you get 2 songs per episode. Not the case here. Some episodes can have as many as 3 songs, or as few as 1.
Yeah.
In fact, episode 2 of season 2, it was a bit of a milestone for the franchise due to the fact that it features a grand total of 3 songs in one episode.
Yeah.
So let's quickly go over. Now, before we begin, let me say one thing right off the bat here. My ranking of these songs is my personal opinion. Hell, not everyone in this all agrees with my ranking. And you know what? That's fine. Fine. And also, once again, to be perfectly clear, I mean no disrespect whatsoever. Her 2 composers, Sam Haff and Andrew Underberg. They did a phenomenal fucking job with this soundtrack. In fact, I think it's even better than season 1.
So do I, yeah.
So, let's start off properly with rank number 20, which is Speedrun to Redemption, which is a giant meh to me. I just think the song's a little too fast-paced and and it feels like it's rushing in to get to the end.
Yeah.
Now, I want to make something perfectly clear, and I will give them credit regarding the tracks for season 2. While some of them are shorter, around, are not full 2-minute or 3-minute songs, I feel pretty much for the most part, the songs are of a good enough length to where they make the most of their runtime.
Yeah. Same here.
So yeah, Speedrun to Redemption is probably the weakest song in the soundtrack to me. Yeah. Following up from that is rank number 19, which is Bad With Us. It's all right, and I will give credit for the fact that there are certain points where Christian Borle changes the genre of music for him to appeal to each overlord. I feel it's a nice touch, but it's just okay to me. I mean, not bad, but not all that good either. Now,
Yeah, it's decent.
Now on to rank 18. Once we get up there. Now, the thing is, I more prefer the callbacks to this song in later tracks compared to the original. I will admit, there's some interesting beat prepared parallels in this, and those parallels are deliberate thanks to interviews from Viv and Sam.
Yeah.
But I more appreciate it for the callbacks in later tracks compared to its original. Well, though it is a pretty decent and trio number from the V's. And now on to rank number I'm trying to check, make sure I'm correct on this. Oh, fucking hell. Rank number 17, Clean It Up. It's a cute song by Kimiko Glenn, and it is amusing that at one point she breaks out into full Japanese. But it's not my personal favorite, personally.
Flexing her bilingualism.
It's not my favorite, personally. It's alright. It's cute, it's harmless, but it's not what I would consider a showstopper among the tracks.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, same here. Yeah, neither would I.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Now on to rank 16. Don't you forget. This is a similar situation to once we get up there. I prefer the callbacks to this song rather than the original song.
Mhm.
Though it does serve as a nice little music piece to further or illustrate the relationship between Alistair and Rosie. Mainly that they are not friends. And Alistair hates being under Rosie's thumb.
Not to mention that Rosie also treats
he
him like
loathes it.
also that Rosie treats him as a pet.
Yep, basically calling him a pet. A pet, which, fun fact for those who did not know. Oh, a year prior to this, a handful of animatics were in progress. Animation was leaked online via someone in Mexico's Patreon for Hazbin Hotel Season 2. Meaning several tracks from Season 2 were leaked online, which included this song, which revealed the plot twist with Rosie owning Alistair's soul. Whoops! Now, thankfully, they've got the last laugh at the end, because not only did this fucker get caught and had to pay $100K in damages to Viv and her crew for his bullshit, but he was sent to jail thanks to the fact that Mexico has very strict anti-piracy laws.
Yeah.
Damn.
But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. On to rank number 15. Piss, a love song. This one's pretty good, honestly. And this is a song that we did know was coming thanks to interviews. We knew that Cherry and Panchas were going to get a love song together. And it is pretty interesting, the fact that we basically hear from both of them when they're both on different areas, with Panchas still in heaven, while Cherry is still in hell. Now, this also technically features the singing debut, Christina Alabata as Cherry.
Yep.
Now then, and I'm sorry, lost train of thought for a second there, but this is pretty good. Which, for the record, folks, if you basically want to see more of Christina Lobato reacting and giving her thoughts on the Hellaverse, she actually has a YouTube channel where she has reacted to episodes of Hell of a Boss.
Yeah.
Which we will link in the description below. But yeah, this is a pretty good track, all things considered. Hitter. There are better songs, but this isn't a bad one by any stretch of the imagination. Mad props to Christina and Ian and Alex for their performances here.
Oh yeah.
Now then, on to who ranked number 14, Losing Streak. This basically is the song that Angel does when he does that Jessica Rabbit-esque as sort of reference. And it's Blake Roman and has some really good vocals here.
Absolutely.
Hitting some fucking high as hell notes and it's like keeping up a low, sultry tone throughout the whole song.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my personal favorite in that episode, and from Scream Rain, but it is definitely a good track in general.
Oh yeah.
And also another thing regarding this, Blake sang it at a higher octave than they originally intended.
Yeah.
And then originally
Yeah.
intended.
Mm-hmm.
Because he thought he could handle it, and yeah, he definitely did.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, now on to who ranks their team, Live to Live. This one's pretty good for as short as it is. It definitely is a pretty good track, and it definitely shows a great way of Penchas and Sarah bonding.
Yeah.
And Patina Miller's booming vocals are fantastic, and there's even moments in the song that reference it starts with "Sorry" back in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Which, while I'm not a fan of that song personally, I gotta give respect for the fact they called back to that song.
So do I. Yeah.
Hell, there's even a moment where Penchas's pose directly parallels the same pose that Charlie made to him when she sang the song to him back in season 1.
Yeah.
Now then, speaking of Sarah, let's go on to her rank number 12, which is Sarah's Confession. And once again, Patina Miller brings her A game with the performance. I think it's even better than her performance in Live to Live. And being backed by a legend like Liz Calloway definitely helps make things even better. Also, the visuals for the song are great in general. Since it features the moment where metaphorically, Sarah is walking through the fields of hell while an extermination is happening and sinners are being slaughtered, and blood is constantly being splattered on her face. A brilliant as fuck visual. Well, I wouldn't normally bring this up, but I have to for this particular song since it really accentuates the foreboding tone of it all. Since it's not only a song of reflection on Sarah's part, but it also with a song of worry, making her unsure of what she should do next. Anyway, now we're getting close to the top 10, and we stay in heaven for rank 11, and Like You. This is a pretty good song since it finally gives Shoba and Aaron a chance to sing solo for most of the song.
Yeah.
It also is an interesting sort of parallel to Loser Baby, since the whole point of that song is to tell you that you're not alone in hell. Meanwhile, this song basically is telling Penchas, yes, you are alone in heaven. No one here is like you.
Mm-hmm.
Which on one hand could be considered comforting, In Pension's case, not so much.
Yeah.
Anyway, and now we reach the top five.
The top 10.
I'm sorry, the top 10. And we break the top 10 with the first song from the soundtrack, Has Been Guaranteed / Trust Us.
Yeah.
This song is pretty good, though I do prefer the V's half of the song. As it's really great to hear Joel Perez, Christian and Borle, and Lily Cooper sing together.
Oh,
Plus
yeah.
Plus, the song itself perfectly encapsulates what the V's are all about. They take souls who are down on their luck, make them feel like superstars, and when they basically can't use them anymore, they throw them back out on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
While it is a great quick way of establishing the modus operandi of the V's, it is fucking heartbreaking to see this poor sinner go through that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
This poor girl has tears in her eyes, and she's just thrown back onto the street and basically told by the V's hey, if you know anyone who's good looking as you send them our way.
Yeah.
Wait,
Just like how Hollywood is.
yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Also, but the song is a great sort of parallel between both sides, and it basically shows two different ways you could be spending your time in hell. You could either spend it in luxury temporarily, or in the long run work to a better life.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, and time for rank 9. When I think about the future, this is
Number 9. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
This is the last song from Weapon of Mass Distraction, and it's a pretty great track, since it has it basically is a great sort of motivational song that gets Charlie and there's pumped up to not only combat the V's, but it also reflects on how the V's are dealing with this stuff as well. Well, especially with the fact that Velvet not only are Velvet and Valentina are growing distant, but the fact that slowly Vox is losing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's also a moment where Lute and Abel will talk about the current situation. And this song is packed with all sorts of great callbacks to other songs, such as Easy. Once we get up there, Air, and of course Gravity.
Yep.
It's a great sort of hodgepodge of these different songs that give it a nice feeling of finality and build up.
Yeah.
And it all ends with a great moment where Sarah is reflecting on what's happened, and is simply praying on what will happen next, and that whatever comes next, tomorrow is not the last day for heaven.
Nope.
Now then, on to rank 8, Vox Populi. Now, first of all, let me just say this right now. How the best part of this fucking song is the solo with bit at his beginning with Lucy.
Yes.
Jeremy Jordan's rocking vocals and backing definitely gives this portion of the song, which is canonically known as the motherfucking King of Hell.
Yeah.
Hell, a good bit of power and authority to it. do it. Now, I will say this. The rest of the song is not bad. I will admit, the rest of it has grown on me since then. And especially with the chanting of Hail Vox Populi, the people's voice, which, yes, that is actually what Vox Populi means in Latin.
Yeah, the voice of the people.
Which, for the record, people, if you actually want a full version of Lucifer's part of the song, there are technically two methods you can use to do so. Both of them are technically unofficial and fan-made, but both of them are still well done. In fact, let me quickly find that. Here we go. So we have Motherfucking King of Hell by YouTube artist Jordan Tyler, and we also have Vince Caesar's equivalent to it, simply called King of Hell. Both of these are really great, and we do recommend you track them down if you're a fan of Lucifer's part of the song.
Yeah.
Which I will say, nice touch regarding Vox Populi is the fact that it's technically church gospel.
It is, yeah.
Really nice touch and a great reference to the fact that Vox was a cult leader.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then moving on from Vox Populi, we have another song regarding Vox Brighter. This is a really good song because not only is it a great solo song for Vox, it also perfectly lays out his origin too.
It does, yeah.
Now, while you missed some of the stuff if you listen to it solely for the vocal, you do basically get a good idea of what exactly it is that's going on throughout the song. It's actually thanks to the song that we learned that things such as the talk show host, the news anchor, and the cooking star performances that were referenced in, for instance, Stayed Gone, are references to Vox's past.
Yeah.
Since he killed those very people to get further on top. Anyway, but it's just a really good song. And speaking of Vox, we're still not done with that bastard. As now we have number 5, which is Don't You Forget Reprise. No, number 6, my bad. Okay, yeah. Don't You Forget Reprise. This is just, I feel, a better song than the original Don't You Forget. I like the pace of it better. It's honestly kind of interesting for the fact that Vox basically uses a song that Alistair used to mock him.
Yeah.
Hell, technically, we've seen this before, or in animation, and in the past. Does anyone know where?
Yeah. Where?
Aladdin.
Oh yeah.
Remember, Jafar at one point sang his own version of Prince Ali.
Prince Ali, yeah.
Hell, there's a possibility that this might be a reference to that.
Yeah, it's possible.
But it's just a really great song, and it also helps with the fact that it technically calls back not only to Don't You Forget, but it also features callbacks to Stayed Gone, and Once We Get Up There Too.
Mm-hmm.
It also helps that the end of the song just has a really intimidating presence with the lyrics, though the radio's gone dead, the show must go on. By the time I'm done with you, you'll wish that you had stayed gone. on. And he's saying all of this to Alistair's face while he's still captured.
Yeah.
Heard. Which, for the record, folks, if you're going to track down the sing-along version of it on YouTube, do yourself a favor and look for the proper American version of it, because for some reason the European and the UK versions tend to censor out the naughty words.
Yeah.
And it's really distracting. Anyway, now on to the top 5. And we start with Vox Day. Hey. And before anyone asks, Vox Day is not spelled D-A-Y. It's spelled Vox Day, D-E-I, which is Latin for the voice of God.
Mm-hmm.
Also, but yeah, this is a really good follow up to Vox Populi, and it only furthers the intimidation factor of Vox as a villain. But since he says this directly to Sarah and the denizens of heaven when they show up, all while further rallying the people of hell.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, with some great intimidating lines, such as I'm your Omega, I'm the Flood, I am the nightmare you made when you spilled our blood, and ending with a great intimidating pair of lyrics. So cower and hide, find a rope you can swing from, go say your goodbyes to your lives, to your kingdom. And the best part about when you say find a rope you can swing on, he gestures to the idea of hanging yourself thanks to using one of the wires on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this is also when he basically summons a giant pair of holographic wings, and Shockwave is surrounding him. Oh, and did I mention the fact that the wings basically form the shape of the fucking Omega symbol?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that is badass. We'll talk more about Christian, his performance as Vox when we get to the overview, but needless to say, a good song overall.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
now on to number 4, Easy. Oh, this is a good track. The first proper duet we get between Stephanie Beatrice and Erica Henningsen. And a really, really good song. For as short as it is clocking in at only a minute and 45 seconds, it's a damn good track with some great instrumentals. The incredibly talented singing of Stephanie Beatrice, and some great backing by Erica Henningsen. And fun fact, people, when you basically see Charlie and Maggie dancing in a song, they're not actually dancing. They're doing the horizontal mambo.
Yeah.
They fucking?
They fucking.
They fucking.
Which I will say that is an honestly brilliant artistic choice here.
Yeah, that's a very great way of incorporating a sex scene into a musical number.
And the thing is, if you're eagle-eyed, you can tell certain movements that are supposed to reference the two of them and having sex if you pay attention to certain dance movements the two of them are doing, which it is basically stated in the season that Charlie is bi. And before you say, what? No, she's not bi, she's lesbian. Well, the thing is, there's actually at least some photos in the background that reveal that she did at one point have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who he is, we don't know.
Well, we do. He just hasn't appeared on screen in real time.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Also, I actually have some fun detail thanks to the wiki. The song was actually rewritten twice during production.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yes. The first version was written to have a very different mood because Season 2's writing was still coming together, and there was a different sense of where Charlie and Vag's relationship would be at that point in the story. The first version was played for the cast at the Season 1 premiere.
Ah.
The second version was written with the understanding it would be a fun pick-me-up moment, and it was pop rock like a Kelly Clarkson song in the early 2000s. And its opening line, "Shut up and say you love me," and like in the final version, and this interrupted Charlie's spiraling. This version was shelved because it wasn't sexy. The third and final version is guitar-driven dance music with a bit of Latin pop. It required Erica Hennigan to sing in a very different style than usual.
Ah.
In fact, the song was not originally going to be called Easy. It was originally going to be called Love and Hell. However, they changed it due to the fact that it would have to avoid similarities with another song we're going to be talking about later.
Ah.
But yeah, Easy is a really, really good song. A definite highlight of the soundtrack.
Yep.
Now then, on to number 3. Love in a Bottle. I mean, come on. How could I not put this up high? It's fucking Keith David!
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
the
go
dulcet
wrong with
tones
the
of
man.
Keith David.
It's his first proper solo song in the series, and he definitely brings his fucking A game here.
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
But, yeah. Yeah, this is a really great song since it not only properly showcases is Huss slowly spiraling back into old habits, but it has a great sort of swing energy to it, with some nice jazz has thrown in as well.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, thanks to the wiki, Sam has stated the most wonderful moment of making the song was rehearsing with Keith David at the piano in his home, working through the song before recording in the booth.
Dude!
Damn. Wow.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also a fun fact regarding Love in a Bottle. There's actually a slot machine in the beginning that reads "Loser Baby."
Yeah.
But yeah, this has some really, really good lyrics to it, because it's also got backing from Lily Cooper, Kimiko Glenn, and Christina Alabato, singing as the Huskettes. And yes, that's officially what they're called.
Huh.
A particular lyric that I find incredibly clever is the set, strut when you're bluffing, double or nothing, lap it up, laugh it up, la 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 la. Just a really nice set of lyrics here. It's a great character piece for Huss, and it's a damn good song overall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now then, from here on forward, this is where you basically know where things are going. So when I reveal track number 2, it's going to give away what track number 1 is on the ranking.
Yep.
And up until the final episode, I was damn close to putting this at number 1, but I couldn't. And number 2, Gravity.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now I know what many are going to say here. I know, Gravity is an amazing fucking song. It's definitely one of the best, and it was one of the first songs that was basically revealed officially on YouTube. Truth be told, this was of the truth be told, and yes, I did actually listen to the leaked songs for season 2 and 2. I'm impatient, and I'm only human.
Yeah.
But of the tracks that were basically leaked, this was the one I was looking forward to the most. And hearing it in its full, Jessica Voss fucking and nailed it.
Oh, absolutely.
Lee, an absolutely amazing heavy rock tune and and it's just fucking amazing, especially since you got Alex Brightman providing backup singing as well.
Yeah.
Which, fun fact for those who don't know, Jessica Voss was at one point the Broadway performer for Elphaba in the musical version of Wicked.
And played in a period of time that shows performance that included the 15th anniversary.
Yeah, so this isn't the first time that Jessica sung a song about gravity. And even she poked fun at it during the concert.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just an absolutely fantastic song. And the cool part is, throughout this, we hear Latin chanting, what the?
Flutter? What was that?
Sorry, I'm multitasking.
Anyway,
Figures.
Anyway, but yeah, throughout the song we hear Latin chanting in the background, which includes Dominus, Ignis, Vindictus, Sanctus, and Gravitas. Yes. Which, if you put that all together, literally translates to the gravity of the vengeful fire of the Holy Lord.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, needless to say, hey, Luke was out for blood this season.
Yeah.
And she likely will be he out for more next season.
If Abel will let her.
Oh, please. You think she's gonna let that crybaby tell her what to do?
Fair.
But yeah, Gravity is just an absolutely amazing track. Mad respect to Jessica Vosk. She fucking killed it this season with this song. I got very excited to hear the idea of her having a solo performance after her brief solo moment and You Didn't Know. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was fucking satisfied with that solo performance. It's fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
And of course, we have the final song ranking in at number 1. See, here's the thing. A lot of us have disagreements regarding in the ranking, which songs are in our top 5 or not. but really enough, all of us agree that this one tops all of them. And that is Hear My Hope.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because no joke, folks.
This is a fucking masterpiece of a song. It is a wonderful ensemble piece for the he's in bringing in practically everybody to sing for the finale and the best part is it doesn't even start off as an ensemble song. Slowly building up to it, first starting with Emily singing, then Charlie joining in, then Husk, then Nifty, then Aggie, and then Angel Dust Harry and Baxter joining in as well. And of course, there's a great moment where Lute shows up and we get a brief call back to Gravity, which then leads to a moment in the song that kind of made me have to give it the top spot by default, as this is a song where we finally get to hear Patrick Stump sing a solo part.
Oh, yeah.
Which, Patrick, Rick, my man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the best parts of the fucking song.
Mm-hmm.
In a bonus edition of the soundtrack, Abel's breakdown and motherfucking King of Hell are included as separate tracks you can listen to on their own.
Nice.
Yeah, I really, really fucking hope we get to hear more Patrick Stump sing next season. And
Agreed.
it's the lead singer of Fall Out Boy.
How can you
Yeah.
go wrong?
Yeah.
And also
A bit I love in the song is where he basically finally stands up to Lute, and while surrounded metaphorically by the image of his father, literally says, "Bitch, you better fall back."
Yeah.
All this while he also slips on the helmet, which one thing I actually do appreciate regarding the design for Abel's helmet compared to Adam's is the fact that while it is similar in terms of the fact that it looks demonic, it has more of a ram motif to the horn design.
Yeah, which is a nice touch considering considering livestock was a major aspect of the Bible.
And also, folks, no joke. This song, Hear My Hope, nearly brought me to tears.
Oh, can't blame you.
But yeah. Yeah. And of course, there's also a great moment where Rosie and Alistair strike their deal for Alistair to convince Rosie to finally have her fix his fucking staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Half. I also like that when the other overlords join in, and we get some backing tracks with certain things that sound so unlike Heaven. Lines such as "Save us from harm, lay down our arms, just for a day, put war away."
Yeah, which
is fitting because of the fact they were nearly ready to declare war.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also find it funny when Vox basically gets annoyed at what is happening.
No.
And the moment where everyone just sings together at the end, "Hear My Hope." Oh, it's so beautiful. And it's a great song. It perfectly embodies the messages of season 2. The idea of standing together, united against a threat, not as a sign of war, but as a sign of peace.
Yep.
Which, here's the thing. Hang. It has been said by Sam Haft in an review, this fucking song was,
Was a pain in the ass to render.
Yeah.
needing a grand total of 29 separate tracks that he had to edit together, and he was legitimately concerned his laptop would not be able to handle the RAM required to render it. But he did
Yeah.
it! And
He did
god
it, and
damn, did he nail it.
Yeah.
Hear My Hope is still my absolute favorite of this song.
Same.
And I honestly am surprised that I did end up picking it as number one, since I only thought the finale last season was okay, but hey, but the power and the message this conveys, I couldn't think of a better song to top the list. Which, for the record,
Nor do we blame you.
folks, if you're interested in more more tracks from this, we actually have 3 separate demo tracks. Tracks by Sam Haft, which includes a power ballad version of Piss, an 80s version of Brighter, and an R&B version of Losing Streak.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if you basically want a little bit more after hearing this track, go track those down, especially if you're fans of those specific tracks.
Yeah, go track those down.
Which, for the record, the season 1 recap is officially considered its own song, simply titled "Our Girl Charlie." Which, weirdly enough, you can actually get on Spotify. But here's the thing: it's technically qualified as a video, but you can simply change it to simply be an audio file instead, which is what I did. Speaking of Hazbin, let's finally talk about season 2 as a whole. And before we go any further, we need to give credit to the artist of this piece. He's Kimmy Cool, which, this is an absolutely fantastic art piece. I love how everything comes together from the different parts of it. We have Pensius in Heaven, we have the struggle in Gravity with Lud and Adam, we have the flashback with Pensius as a human, we got the V's plotting in the background. You got Lilith over in the corner. This is just a great art piece. We were tied between this and a different art piece, but we decided on this one since I feel it properly encapsulated everything about how the second season.
Yeah.
And it properly conveys certain moments from it too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Now, first of all, I will say this right now, season 2 is not perfect. We've already gone over some of the issues regarding certain plot holes and missed opportunities.
Yeah.
And it is at times frustrating with how easily Charlie is playing the V's game in propaganda. But it does make the eventual revelation regarding her reasoning more satisfying.
Oh, definitely.
I will say, this though, there is one other nitpick I do have, and this isn't me really having an issue with it overall. It's the fact that, well, I feel this was a bit of a case of false advertising. So, let me explain. One of the things that Viv basically said in interviews was the fact that in season 2, we would be spending far more time in heaven. Which,
oh, right.
No, not really.
Sadly, no.
yes, we get a full episode dedicated to Heaven, but we did not really spend too much time in it. We cut back to it a few times, but we never really got much of an idea of what it's like in Heaven. Like, what's it like for Pensius? Yes, is he discriminated against? Yes, do people who actually like him? We don't know.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit frustrating due to the fact that it is supposed to be about, since Pensius is a big player in the story.
Yeah.
But that aside, this season definitely amped up its game with in regards to what could be done.
Oh, yeah.
A perfect example is the V's. The V's definitely came into their own as villains this season.
Oh,
Ethan.
definitely.
And we got a better idea of what they're like in terms of personality. We had a good idea of what Valentino was like thanks to Masquerade, right, and a few other episodes from season 1. But this season definitely gives us a better idea of how Vox and Velvet are like.
Yeah.
Also, if there's one MVP among the voice cast this season, it's gotta be Christian and Boral.
Oh, absolutely.
The dude steals the show as Vox at times. Not only with how intimidating he makes Vox sound, but with how funny he can be at times. Like when he basically like when he responded to the motherfucking King of Hell with, "Wow, super scary. I see why they gave you such a big hat." Like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people didn't really buy the idea of Vox being a cult leader after episode 1. But then when Silence came around, people definitely started to realize why Vox was believed and listened to by Hell.
Yeah.
Which, for the record, heard Vox Tech X will not be the same after this, because Vox basically was berated by Hell for what he did, and he has lost a massive amount of his following.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still just a TV now.
Yep.
Who knows? And who knows? Val might play some Gacha Life on his new Fox tablet.
Oh my fucking god! If they actually did, if they actually did that would be hilarious. Now I actually want someone to do a fan comic of that. That would be hysterical.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, there's a lot of great character moments here, and I like the fact we got more backstory as well. Well, from Pensius's original life to Alistair's origin, and the season definitely has a good focus of character development, and that's good. 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 I definitely think this is a vast improvement over season 1, not only in terms of writing, but also in terms of pacing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Didn't feel too fast, didn't feel too slow.
I will admit,
There was a good balance.
I will admit, the pace with season 1 could be a little bit jarring for those unfamiliar with this work, but I feel that season 2 better balanced things, especially with how the pairs of episodes are structured into 2 halves of a single act. Which I really want that to be the status quo going forward. It makes it, when we basically get 2 episodes released each week, it makes it feel like you're getting one story told in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Parts. The fight scenes were also great, especially when you saw Alistair,
That's oh,
her
yeah,
going
they went a
head to head
slightly
with
level.
Ed with Vox and the V's, or Vox in general in the final episode. Oh, or hell, when the other her her or hell when Charlie and her gang were fighting the other members of the V's as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hell, one thing was pretty cool to see was the fact that when it comes to Husk's powers, it's not just about the cards. He actually has powers of magician, and from basically disappearing into a box, changing into a card, using rings.
Dice.
Go
Splitting
dice
dice.
roll. But yeah, overall, I give this season a solid A. I rated higher, but there's the few problems that are holding it back. Though I have a massive high hopes for season 3. Hell, Viv herself is hyping up season 3 as being her favorite so far.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
And the best part is season 3 and 4, they're being written and back to back, so we likely won't have as long of a wait between seasons.
Yay!
We're likely going to be waiting a year or two before we get season 3, or even an update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, as we were taught by Charlie and Lee and Blitz, say with me now, kids. Animation takes time. Thank you. But yeah, a solid A for this season. Great job, Viv. I'm looking forward to what's happening next.
So am I.
same.
Now then, as for our next review, Rodeo. Now this is one I didn't expect us to do for a long while, but then the anniversary for it came out and it inspired me.
It came out past. Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, Flair, if you got a watch nearby,
Yeah.
Flutter, can you check your watch? What time is it?
Is it hero time?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, people. A review rodeo of Ben 10 seasons 1 and 2. Now, you might be wondering, why are we not covering them season by season? Well, the thing is, it'll be easier for us to do, and honestly, I'll be straight here. If we covered season 1 as is, we'd probably leave with a bad taste in our mouths.
Yeah, because season 1 does have some weak episodes.
And at least one bad one.
Yeah, and at least one objectively bad one.
I'm
yeah.
trying to remember which one's the objectively bad.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that off recording.
Fair enough.
Anyway, now the thing is, this next one is kind of one we were supposed to cover earlier, but well, it's been so long, we kind of need a refresher on it. So
through a rewatch.
Because we're not done with the world of indie animation just yet. Because after Ben 10, we decided to finally we're tackling our first Glitch production series.
Digital Circus?
No, not the Digital Circus. One of their first big breakout shows. all I'm gonna say, hey, regarding this decision, if you guys, if our audience has a problem with it, well then, fight me. It's Murder Drones. Yes, people, murder drones. So here's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing a review rodeo of Ben 10 in season 1, 2. Then afterwards, we'll be spending time off recording, rewatching Murder Drones to refresh our minds on stuff that happens. And then after we have done the review rodeo for Murder Drones, which we are committed to doing that before we jump into Ben 10 and season 3 on the Media Tavern. After we have done the review rodeo for that, we'll jump into Ben 10 and season 3 and season 4, and then we will cover the other 2 seasons and the Ben 10. And now, one might be asking, will we jump into Alien Force afterwards? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not. But yeah, that's going to do it for this edition of the review rodeo here on the Geek Culture Outlaws. Time for the sign-offs. Go!
I have been your gauging outlaw Flutter 98 saying, saddle up, outlaws.
This has been your Researching Outlaws, Sentai Master 100. And remember, folks, put the mad in mad science.
I thought that was Baxter.
Bye. Oh, please. Oh, please. Baxter wish.
Anyway, oh, wait, hold on. I just realized. I almost forgot to make a joke regarding Baxter.
What?
Yeah.
I am mad scientist. It's so cool! Son of a bitch. And of course, our silent outlaw YGM says,
Goodbye.
and finally, I, of course, have been your Game Master Outlaw, DLBot 2016, reminding you that there are no hints, that there are no cheat codes in life, but there are hints and tips. And today's tip, do not believe in propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Form your own opinions.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Oh, absolutely.
And don't be a fox.
No. Anyway. Yeah. Have a good night, folks. Take care, and we will see you all next time. Bye!
Bye.